And when it seems like nobody cares or nobody's really paying attention, that causes this fear of judgment. It like keeps us from actually putting more stuff out there. Or maybe you're like a lot of artists that I talk to where they have people looking, but mostly it's just family and friends, people that they already know, that they already spend time with. Today I want to go over how you can start to promote your art on social media in a way that feels really authentic. What's up, friend? My name is Lennon and I am a creative strategist. I was fortunate to spend 15 years as a professional musician, touring all over the world. I got the chance to be on a couple of Billboard Top 200 records and co-write with a Grammy nominee and do a bunch of really cool stuff. And now my whole goal is to help creatives build a career that they actually care about. So I knew this artist and she really wanted to sell her work. She wanted to do more freelancing. She wanted to actually sell her pieces, but she just wasn't getting any traction with that. And I feel like I need to give her a name. I haven't asked her if I can share this story, so we'll call her Sally. So Sally was really putting her stuff out there, but as we were digging into it, the conclusion that we came to is that she didn't know what she was actually saying with her art. The art was really beautiful, but tons of you guys make really beautiful work. So what made her stand apart? And what we came up with were the following three things. The first thing is know your message. So what we realized is that she really wanted to give people hope. She had dealt with a lot of internal struggles, a lot of things like depression and anxiety. And so we talked a lot about that and tried to figure out, how does this relate to her art and the stuff that she's putting out. Now for you, what's your art all about? Is it political? Is it about mental health? Is it about justice? Is it about love? Like, what is it that you want to convey? What's this kind of feeling? And often feelings are a good way to kind of lean into, right? You want to help people have a feeling when they see your work. And if you're trying to just entertain people, that's totally cool, but why are you trying to entertain them? A lot of people want to be entertained for different reasons. So if they want to feel joy, some people want to feel joy because they are having a really tough time in their marriage. Some people want to feel joy because their job sucks, right? We all have different places that we're coming from, and when we're able to tap into those, it gets really specific and starts to speak directly to a person in a way that engages them completely differently than if I were to just say, hey, I hope you're happy today, right? So we want to dig deeper into that feeling. The second thing is know your audience. So what is it about the message or the feeling that you're trying to convey, and how does this relate to the audience that you have or the audience that you're trying to reach? So with Sally, we got really deep into this idea of depression and anxiety and all this stuff that she had dealt with. And so I asked her, if you had your ideal person sitting next to you, what would they be going through at the same time? What would they be talking to you about in regards to this subject matter? And when we figured out a lot of those questions that they had, or a lot of the things and stories that she wanted to tell or talk about, that all of a sudden gave her a bunch of content to start to pick from and choose from. And it opened up this whole new world, if you will, of just like options and ideas. The third thing then came to experimenting and strategizing. So we took all these ideas that she had with her ideal audience and the message that she wanted to give, and we started to just encourage her to make new content sort of around these ideas, these messages, these questions, right? So this may come in the shape or form of like a quote or a video or just her work, whatever it might be, and saw which one started to perform the best. From there, we set up proper hashtag strategies based on her niche and her audience. For Instagram, figured out how to better help her tell her story, and then just creating complementary content to her artwork so she's not always just posting her artwork all the time. And then if those things are like, I want to learn those things too, we're totally going to get into those on this channel as well. But right now we're just talking about this idea of like, how do we get our message stronger so it brings people in deeper? So even if you didn't know how to tell better stories or the best like hashtag strategies or all that, I guarantee if you had your messaging really clear, you're automatically gonna grow. Like, I've seen people go from 1,000 followers on Instagram to close to 15,000 in just a handful of months with really clear messaging. And let's be real here, while hashtag strategies and all that stuff is like, it's important, what every algorithm on every platform really promotes is engagement. And so that's what we're talking about here, is that idea of really building engagement with your audience. When that engagement starts to happen, when that feeling starts to happen, that's when you start getting work, because people understand what you're all about. It's no longer just bland content that blends in with everybody else. You start to stand for something and people start to feel something in return. That's when you see the real magic start to happen. And here's the thing, you can choose not to do this. You can choose to not put the work in to really build this foundational element. But if you really want financial freedom with your art, if you want to build something that to you actually matters, that to you lets you know that you've put your best foot forward and you've really tried to make something work, then you gotta make this happen. Because if not, you're just gonna see the same things continue to work out day after day after day. The growth will come slow. It's not gonna be fast enough. You'll end up upset and frustrated and discouraged and angry and confused because you can't figure out how to move forward. And what I'm telling you is this is the foundational element. This is putting your stuff on solid rock to make sure that when people come in and they see the work that you make, that they just get it. They understand it, they understand you, and you're the person that they want to work with. And let's be real, once you even have this stuff in place, it can be really hard to come up with content ideas, because figuring out how to make the right content allows you to have more freedom to make the art you want to make. It allows you to be able to connect deeper with your audience. It allows you to do so many of these things that we're all trying to do, including grow more followers and make more money, right? This video is not going to only give you some content ideas, but it's going to help you understand how to better start to develop content ideas on your own. So go check that video out, and I'll see you over there.